What is going on, viewers? My name is Raja, aka DJ Tigertronic, and today we are going to be talking about the most taboo subject of all DJing. Well, one of them at least. We're going to be talking about using the sync button. Now, judging by the title of this video, you're already racing to hit that dislike button. Let me just stop you right there. Just give me a chance. Now, you've heard it before, don't use sync. Use the pitch faders, beat match, like the way real DJs do, and I agree. That's the way everyone should do it. However, the sync button is more than just finding the BPM without even trying. No, the sync button is a very powerful tool. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways on how to use the sync button the right way. Number 1, quickly dropping in a track. Now this can be a lifesaver when you're on a time crunch. Let's take a look.
Alright, now first things first, you will need to know how to adjust the range of your pitch fader. Now you can go anywhere between plus or minus 8, 16, or 50, and you can do this on the DDJ-SX by holding Shift and the key lock button. Here I am cycling through all the different modes. For this example, I will probably stick around 8 or 16. And here I am showing you how to hit the sync button and how to disable it. So you just hit sync, and then when you want to disable it, hit shift and hit sync. You want to hold those 2 buttons together. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to start off by manually beat matching, just to show you how the process would go. And I'm going to be scrambling to find a track with similar BPM, but not exactly the same. And I think I got it. Okay. Set the key point in, boom, drop it in. When both songs are building up, adjust the BPM, use the jog wheel to speed up the track a little bit. Both tracks aren't on the same exact BPM. Introduce the bass on the second track, cut the bass on the first track, and boom, drop in the second track, or at least drop out the fader on the first track. So as you can see, there was a lot more involvement in this mix. Not the smoothest transition, I should say, but I got the job done here. Alright, now it's time to use the sync button, running the same exact thing, playing the bass house track at the same exact spot, and trying to introduce the second track in when the bass house track is building up. Boom, I found my song, hit the sync button, beats are matched, boom, introduce it in, a little bit of adjustment here and there. Now I got a lot more time to use the EQs to properly introduce the bass in, and bass out of the other track, and boom, use the high pass filter to make it a little bit more cleaner of a transition. As you can see, using the sync button definitely helped a lot in terms of saving me time to beat match. Here I am slowing down the track down to its natural 124 BPM.
Number 2, mixing 2 tracks together that don't have the same BPM. This is personally one of my favorite ways of using sync, and probably the only one I use.
Alright, here I am playing that same bass house track, but this time I'm going to be dropping in a dubstep track. So the difference between BPM is quite large. I would suggest going at least plus or minus 16 on the range here. Here I am adjusting the range of the tempo, cueing in the next track, and here I'm going to do it manually for you all. So I want to adjust it at the half point. So half of 128 is 64, and that's the BPM I want to do. Quick maths. I want to bring up both tracks at the same time. This can be a little bit tricky as you can start having a train wreck a little bit, so you need to be very precise on how you change both of the BPMs. That wasn't too bad. Let's try again using the sync button. Now obviously the sync button is going to make this process a lot more easier, but not for the reasons you think. By using sync, both tracks are actually linked to each other, meaning that you only have to move one of the faders to change both of the tracks' BPM. As you can see, I'm building up the tempo, boom, and I drop it. That was a lot more smoother. Just like the first example, it gave me a lot more time to use the EQs, to cut the bass, and to drop the track in.
The sync button, it gets a bad rap, let's be honest. But if used the right way, you can really take advantage of that tool and make your mixes, make your live sets a lot more cleaner. And it can be a great thing to fall back on. But like I mentioned before, the sync button is a tool. Don't overuse it, don't abuse it. And the 2 tips I mentioned are really meant for those specific circumstances. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other ways of using sync or any other suggestions about DJing, please let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. Tigertronic out.